My 2 years old filament. I've had it there for 2 years because I haven't been using my printer, but now I'm going to show you what happens when you leave it out, because if you leave out PLA, the moisture in the air and the humidity will ruin your prints. It will ruin the spool unless you have a dryer. Here are my other filament kilograms. Right here I have TPU. Now TPU is a very flexible filament, and it also has the worst moisture absorbent. It absorbs all the moisture, okay? So you can see how flexible this is. I also have some PC, which is a very, very strong filament, and it requires a lot of heat. So some printers can't even print that kind of filament. But we're gonna print all 3 of those on my Elegoo Neptune 3 Max. On this card here, you know, gotta have the SD card, or the SIM card, whatever it's called, right? I'm gonna print one of those fidget little spiral things, if you've ever seen them. There's like a top one and a bottom one. I'm gonna time lapse the whole thing with using my GoPro here. We're gonna see what happens when you put basically expired filament through a 3D printer. That was really quick, and what happened is it snapped. Now it's beeping. But yeah, it just completely snapped because it's so brittle now. Even when it moves around, it just, boom, it was done. We're gonna try that again, so let's do a round 2.
If the first layer is good, it's going to be good.
Tired right now, but it is finished. It was a 4-hour and 16-minute print. It actually came out pretty good. Like, let's take it off though. 1, 2. Let's hear a nice pop sound. Ooh, there we go. Gotta be more gentle with this one. Bed's still hot. Oop, there we go. That's pretty clean. I guess that it really doesn't matter for PLA, and I guess, you know, it does depend on the makers and the company. This one is Hatchbox, and this has been out generally up here for years. It's directly in front of my window where the sun comes in. It's still doing amazing prints. Test the illusion, and that's nice. A little tight on the tolerance, but that's good. Goes all the way through, I think. Yes, it does go all the way through. Do this way. Look at that. All right, let's make sure we got a nice glue down on the bed. A nice glue down on the bed, because TPU is very sticky and it will stick to your bed. It's got great adhesion. If you can't see how dusty it is, there's dust all over it. And there was like a dust ball on the filament itself. Let's put it through the, what do you call this? This just make sure that I don't run out of filament during my prints. It'll like beep and wake me up, and my printer will get angry at me if I don't do anything. Pop this right in, press the load on here, let it start loading itself. It's going to get out all the old PLA from there. Going to string it all out. And you can see it's changing color. Now it's that dark TPU blue. That's really nice. Can you see that? Can you see that color change? Can I bring it closer to the camera maybe? All right, let's start it. I got a 3D benchy in there. Enjoy the time lapse. I'll let you know if anything happens. Currently at, what is that number, 39%, and I'm genuinely like, this is kind of crazy because it's printing really nice actually. Like, there's no popping sounds here. I'll let you listen. It's normal printing sounds. There's no popping, no stringing. It's honestly doing really good. So, I don't know. We'll see at the end though. GoPro setup right here. And I've just been playing with this fidget because it's actually so nice. It just, you see that? Any way you put it, it goes sloop, just goes straight through. Push it. Let's do it again. Let's do it this way. Ooh. Pull it through. Then it goes back. It's crazy. Like it goes this way. You can put it up this way, flip it around, go straight through. And it's like magic. The trigonometry, geometry, this is all the things that you learned in school coming into play here. It's done. And also my GoPro died, so now I have to put it on the charger. I should have had it charging the whole time, but it's whatever. But look at that. Years old TPU filament. Let's take it off. It was an hour and 51 minute print. I hope you like the time lapse there. Okay, let's let focus. Okay, this is still really good. I mean, there's natural stringing on there, but that's just because TPU filament likes to string a lot since it's very flexible and the retraction is, but it's not even really bad. It's like light, almost spider silk type of stringing there. They must have been lying about the moisture, because this is as good as it would be if this was a fresh spool of filament. That is really good. I'm surprised. It's a good first layer, good layer lines, good edges and arches and all the things, the top, the bottom, the front, the back. Like, this is a great benchy. Here's the flexibility in TPU filament. You can't really see it on the benchy because it's just not that type of, you know, maybe if it was like a stress ball you could, but you see all that bend that it can do and it just goes right back. This would be good for any soft builds you want to do. Now we can put on that's not the PC. This is the PC. I got it in black. It's unloading now. And the thing with PC, now TPU absorbs moisture the fastest, but PC gets saturated much more. So this is the final test with PC, and I have to just glue down my build plate, because if this sticks to my plate, it's a ruined plate forever. Let's just glue it all the way down. I got a brim going on too, so I gotta go all on the edges. This has to be printed at 245 degrees, which is why most printers can't even use PC, because it's just too hot and it would ruin your extruder. And the build plate has to be 110 degrees. Not only is it gonna ruin your extruder, but the PCIe, whatever you wanna call it, TPIE maybe it's called, that will basically start to burn and melt and give off chemical fumes and give you cancer or something like that. It's gonna be deadly, or just hazardous. You don't wanna breathe in it, basically. It just happened as I tried to set this up. So I set it to 110 because this warps as soon as it touches the bed. As soon as it cools down, it's gonna warp right away. And then I thought, okay, well, is PC even safe to print? And then Google was like, well, some are mixed with ABS. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to die because I'm doing this in my bedroom. I cracked the window, but it's not ABS. I checked it. It's not PETG either. Up, it's starting. There we go. Okay, I'll tell you back after the time lapse. Filament's done. It was an hour 40-minute print. Looking at it, and it looks fine. I mean, look how shiny it is though. It looks beautiful actually. Well, this is really hard. You can feel it. Like if you, all right, I'm gonna try to pop this off. Let's hear it. 1, 2. Ooh, there we go. I made a brim there. Look at that. The layer lines are kind of visible, but that's just because the color, I'd say. It feels smooth. It feels all right. Got the text on the back, text underneath. It's pretty readable or legible. And this has just been sitting out. Look at it, it's barely used because I barely use it. It's just been sitting out and it came out great. I'm coming home straight from work, and here are the results of the prints. We have this year-old filament in both PLA, TPU, and polycarbonate, and the prints came out great. There were some problems like the PLA would crack, but we just put it right back in and it came out fine. And there's the tight tolerance on this one because I didn't print it in fine mode. I printed it in fast, speedy mode, which was 0.2 millimeter. And you know, it's great. Like, no stringing, no problems whatsoever with this one. Then we got the TPU, and I mean, just look at it. It's clean. This is a clean benchy, and for comparison, I have one that I printed when the filament was fresh on my Ender 3. Now, Ender 3 at this point is ancient technology. And do you see how bad that is? Do you see the layer line mess up here? Do you see the bad first layer? You can't even read the text. There's stringing all through the window, all through the door here. Like, the details are horrible. It did this kind of work versus after years using this filament on my Elegoo, and it comes out shiny, clean, and nice. Then the PC. I mean, this was supposed to be the worst one, and it comes out shiny, clean, amazing, and beautiful. Do you see that? Like, honestly surprising. I don't know who made these stories up. Maybe I just have the best filaments in town and around. This one was Hatchbox. This one is, what, CCT Tree? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a good filament picker, but I hope you learned something because I did.